I want you guys to see how Mike Johnson handled a caller from a woman who has a problem. It's a military wife. She has several sick kids. They live paycheck to paycheck. And all she's saying is, listen, speaker, you have a 6-figure salary. You could at least make sure that the military personnel are paid. We can't survive like this. And his basic answer was, well, it's the Democrats. I'm mad too. It's the Democrats. But you know what? This woman also says she's a Republican. You know what's sad? What's sad is even after the government is opened again, and even after what happens, if things remain the same, she will still be in trouble. I want you to listen to how this evil speaker addresses her with complete lack of empathy, and then we'll take it on the other side.
I have 2 medically fragile children. I have a husband who actively serves this country. He suffers from PTSD from his 2 tours in Afghanistan. If we see a lapse in pay come the 15th, my children do not get to get the medication that's needed for them to live their life, because we live paycheck to paycheck. And as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party, and I'm very disappointed in you, because you do have the power to call the House back. You did that, or you refused to do that just for a show. I'm begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die. We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military's getting paid. And I think that it is awful, and the audacity of someone who makes 6 figures a year to do this to military families is insane.
All right, Samantha.
Samantha, I'm so sorry to hear about your situation. The reason I've been so angry this week, and they've been calling me out on media, Johnson's angry. I am angry because of situations just like yours. I have a big military district, and my district is the home of the Global Strike Command at Barksdale Air Force Base and Fort Polk, the Joint Readiness Training Center. I have one of the biggest military districts and military families in America. I have a lot of airmen and soldiers who are deployed right now, and they have young families at home, and they have children in health situations like yours. This is what keeps me up at night. I want you to hear something very clearly. The Republicans are the ones delivering for you.
Now, if this speaker had a heart, the first thing he would have said is, ma'am, what city and state are you in? What I will do, ma'am, is I will go ahead and talk to some in my staff and see what they can do for you in the interim. But let me tell you, ma'am, I do want to get the government back open. But there was absolutely no feelings by this guy towards her pain, what she's going through as a person with sick kids. But let me tell you what's worse. What's worse is this woman believes, first of all, you can infer that she's likely not on full Medicaid, given that she's saying they will live paycheck to paycheck and most of her money goes towards the health care for the kids. If they were on full Medicaid, all her expenses would have been covered. But the mere fact that she says she has to get all these things covered shows that she is on something other than just Medicaid, which probably means that she is likely on some form of the ACA, and if not the ACA solely, on some sort of a plan that this guy's healthcare policy is likely to affect. And what she's going to realize is that with the cuts in Medicaid, with the cuts in the Affordable Care Act subsidies, etc., even if the government opened because of the policies of Republicans, she will be suffering even more as the policies take effect by the party she formerly supported. Folks, this is a sad day. This is a sad time. And the thing about it is, do remember, we told all of you, both those who voted for Donald Trump and those people who stayed home, we told you this is what was going to happen. And unfortunately, now that we see it happening, the death of the dying democracy, the dying healthcare system, and all these other policies we said would come to pass. Now that it's happening, the fight to recover it is going to be that much more difficult. But you know what? Those of us in the progressive domain, we don't ever intend to quit. We intend to inform, we intend to fight, we intend to protest, we intend to do all that is necessary to get these things done and ultimately get those thugs out of office, those thugs off the streets, etc. And after we have been successful, which we will, they, at this point in time, must pay. There must be a penalty for being this evil against humanity, for being this evil against Americans. They have got to feel a penalty for what is occurring right now. All of our country's problems, from polarization to ignorance on domestic and international issues to a complete misunderstanding of our economic and healthcare systems, are a direct result of a derelict mainstream media that too often bend over backwards to support corporate or bought politicians' wants as opposed to the people's needs for real information to make their lives better. Independent media is the only solution to inform truthfully and factually. Why? Because our loyalties are to you, the ones who fund us with small dollar contributions and subscriptions. Please consider supporting our independent media platforms by subscribing to our Egberto Off the Record newsletter at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Again, that is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. It's an investment that pays incalculable dividends.